The shocking assassination of Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, began as a targeted attack on a bustling New York street and evolved into a nationwide manhunt. Behind the headlines lay a chilling story of calculated violence, a fugitive's desperate escape, and a deep-seated vendetta against corporate America.
Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target.
Brian Thompson was a father to two. He was a husband, and he was a friend to many. And yes, he was the CEO of a health insurance company. In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
December 4th, 2024, seemed like another ordinary day for Brian Thompson. As the head of one of the largest healthcare companies in the United States, Thompson was heading to the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan for UnitedHealth Group's annual investor conference. The event promised to address major advancements in healthcare, underscoring Thompson's reputation as an innovative and compassionate leader. But as he walked through the busy Manhattan streets, tragedy struck. A lone gunman approached from behind, drawing a weapon and firing multiple rounds. The attack was swift and precise, leaving Thompson fatally injured. Nearby pedestrians froze in shock, while the attacker fled the scene on an electric bike. Please subscribe to our channel and make comments about what you think of our videos. Investigators arriving at the scene made a chilling discovery. Shell casings bearing inscriptions like deny, delay, and depose. The cryptic words pointed to a methodical and premeditated attack, sending shockwaves through the city. Within hours, detectives began piecing together the crime. Surveillance footage showed the suspect, a young man dressed in dark clothing and wearing a mask, carefully tracking Thompson's movements before the shooting. The methodical nature of the attack suggested a deeper motive, possibly rooted in personal vendetta or ideological rage. The investigation quickly turned to 29-year-old Luigi Mangione, an app developer with no prior criminal record but a troubling online presence. Authorities uncovered years of posts filled with grievances against corporate elites whom he blamed for societal inequalities. Mangione's writings often targeted healthcare executives, portraying them as symbols of corruption and greed. As the NYPD shared Mangione's image and details with law enforcement nationwide, the case took on a new urgency. Thompson's murder wasn't just a personal tragedy, it was a direct attack on a high-profile corporate figure, leaving many wondering if others might be at risk. Mangione's escape led him to Altoona, Pennsylvania, where he hoped to stay under the radar. Traveling with minimal belongings, he carried a gun, a forged ID, a passport, and $10,000 in cash, suggesting he was preparing for a long-term disappearance.
He was in possession of a ghost gun that had the capability of firing a 9mm round and a suppressor.
Please subscribe to our channel and make comments about what you think of our videos. His plan unraveled when an alert McDonald's employee noticed his nervous demeanor and called the police. When officers arrived, Mangione initially tried to avoid suspicion, keeping his mask on and giving vague answers. However, when asked about his recent whereabouts, Mangione began trembling.
A McDonald's employee did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something.
It was a peaceful arrest, first and foremost. The officer quickly recognized the male as the suspect from the shooting. And within several seconds of the first contact, he had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently. And that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
That male was asked for a form of identification. He then provided a fake identification card out of New Jersey. After a brief investigation, it was determined that the ID provided was in fact a fake ID.
His belongings confirmed investigators' suspicions. Among the items recovered were writings further outlining his animosity toward corporate executives and plans that hinted at the premeditation behind the New York attack. As Mangione was extradited to New York, investigators delved deeper into his psyche. While early reports speculated about a personal connection between Mangione and Thompson, no such link emerged. Instead, Mangione's writings painted the picture of a man consumed by ideological rage, viewing Thompson as a symbolic target.
We don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document, but it does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
Brian Thompson was a father to two. He was a husband, and he was a friend to many. And yes, he was the CEO of a health insurance company. In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
Mangione's manifesto, spanning several pages, expressed his belief that corporate executives exploited the masses and deserved to be held accountable. Thompson, a respected leader in the healthcare industry, became the face of Mangione's misguided vendetta, a target chosen not for personal reasons but for what he represented. In court, Mangione showed little remorse as prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence against him. The case highlighted the dangers of unchecked resentment and the ripple effects of targeted violence. For Thompson's family and colleagues, the loss was immeasurable. Tributes poured in, remembering him as a visionary who dedicated his career to improving lives through healthcare innovation. The case also raised broader questions about security for public figures and the growing polarization in society. As the trial continues, the story of Brian Thompson's murder serves as a haunting reminder of how personal grievances, fueled by ideological extremism, can escalate into devastating acts of violence. Please subscribe to our channel and make comments about what you think of our videos.